Hi, I'm David Muerle with Coldwell Banker Kappel Gateway, and a lot of my customers ask me, well, should I continue renting or should I buy a home? And that's a really good question because not everybody should buy, but a lot of people shouldn't be renting too. So let's talk about that. Some good reasons to rent is if you have unreliable income. You don't want to buy a house until you know that you've got good, stable income coming in so you can make that payment. Or maybe you have poor credit. You're not going to be able to get a loan with poor credit, although there are lenders out there who will give good A-class loans. In other words, right now, a 4% fixed rate mortgage with a 580 FICO score. So if you need a referral to a good lender who will do a loan like that, give me a call. And that's only for California. I only work with California lenders. Or maybe you're not living in the area for long, and so there's no sense in getting tied down to a house. Although you do have to take a look at the marketplace. With houses in Vacaville right now going up at a 20% per year clip, it may still make sense to buy even if you're moving a year, 2 or 3 down the road because you already have some good appreciation. So give me a call and I'll let you know where the market is at today for you. But there are some really good reasons to buy a home as opposed to rent, and the number one reason is the security of a locked-in payment. Right now, rents are going through the roof. The rentals right now are going up about $100 per month every year. With a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage, you know exactly what your payment is going to be for the next 30 years, let alone for the next 5 years. So that's a beautiful thing to know what your payment is going to be. Also, with if you're leasing a home and you pay your landlord for 30 years on time each and every month, in the 31st year, you still owe rent. If you bought the house, it's paid off in 30 years. You actually have no mortgage payment whatsoever after 30 years. The other big benefit, probably the number one complaint I have from tenants, is they just got a call from their landlord after renting from them for 12 years, and they said, hey, we're selling the house, or my uncle is moving in, I need you to move out. You never get told to move if you own the property. And then there's the freedom to decorate or the freedom to have pets. Who wants to be told that they can't own a dog? Well, if you own the house, you don't have a landlord sitting over your shoulder telling you those kinds of things. And then for me, the number one reason to buy as opposed to rent is appreciation, the wealth building. Really, you'll never get ahead in life unless you invest in your future. And investing in real estate is one of the easiest things to do because of all the government programs that allow you to walk into a home with as little as 0 down, or a lot of programs with very little down payment. Some people think you need to save a 20% or a 10% down payment, and that simply isn't the case right now. And I'll give you an example. The first house I bought was in 1988, and bought it for $78,000. And when I moved out of it 10 years later, it had only appreciated to about $135,000, and it just wasn't worth it for me to sell the property. And I was able to rent it for just about what my mortgage payment, which was about $700 a month. Well, by the time I sold it 10 years after that, the house had gone up to $435,000. And I was renting it for $1,450 a month, but my payment was still locked in at that $700 a month. So there was a really nice spread between what I had to pay and what the tenant was willing to pay to live there. Then the final thing is tax benefits. The tax benefits are hundreds of dollars in your pocket each and every month. You'll need to talk to your tax person to find out how much of a benefit that is to you, because there is an earned income tax credit right now that may be about the same as buying a home. So talk to your tax man and find out what that benefit is for you. The downside of buying a home is you're responsible for repairs. You don't have a landlord to call anymore to say, hey, the roof is leaking. But the goal is inspect the house when you're buying it, so you know exactly what you're buying, so that if it needs a new roof, you can either get a credit for the roof from the seller, or you can plan ahead for that roof. And get a home warranty. That way, if the water heater breaks, you've got somebody else paying for the new water heater, and down the road, you're always going to have that equity from the appreciation of your property. My daughter bought a house and actually rented it out and complained to me that, oh, I had to pay $1,000 for new carpet because the tenant ruined the carpet. Well, one consolation is that you also gain $200,000 in equity by owning the house. So even if you can't get that money out of your bank account, you can always pull it out of your equity. So there it is, the benefits of owning versus renting. Give me a call with any of your real estate questions. I'm David Muerle with Coldwell Banker Kappel Gateway. Thank you for listening.